Welcome to the latest update and exciting news from 90 Day Fiancé. On December 29th, leaked pregnancy photographs of Ilesanmi from 90 Day Fiancé and his girlfriend Brittany went viral on social media. Instagram feeds all around the 90 Day Fiancé community lighted up with a bunch of candid photographs on the morning of December 29th. Ilesanmi was wearing a white shirt and standing next to Brittany, who was holding her plainly pregnant abdomen. The pictures weren't professional publicity shots. They were more like private, personal pictures, which makes it seem like they were never meant to be seen by the public. Within minutes, fan accounts shared the pictures again. Hashtags like #MichaelandBrittany and #90DayFianceBaby started to trend, and the comment sections were full of comments of happiness, astonishment, and guesswork. Some admirers were happy for the couple, while others doubted that the leak was real. The fact that the photographs were real and unedited made them seem real. They didn't seem like a publicity stunt. They felt more like a window into a private moment that had been exposed to the public by mistake. The fans reacted right away and strongly. The comment box on Brittany's Instagram photo that got out became a digital town square. "Well done, Brittany. You look amazing," wrote a fan. "Michael deserves to be happy after everything that happened with Angela," another person said. Some others weren't sure. Is this real or just another 90-day stunt? The different reactions showed how complicated Michael's public life has been in the past. Viewers had been watching him deal with the ups and downs of his relationship with Angela for years. The story was full of fights, accusations, and cultural differences. Now, seeing him with Brittany, smiling, looking forward to something, and seeming calm, was a big difference. Trustworthy news sources started to say that Michael and Brittany had been dating for a long time and had been cultivating a relationship away from the cameras. Brittany had a different spirit than Angela. She was younger, more lively, and more in line with Michael's goals. Some secret sources even said that the two had gotten married in secret, away from the cameras of reality TV. There were no official records, but the rumors made things more interesting. If this was accurate, it meant that Michael had already made a big decision about how to construct a life with Brittany, even before the pregnancy photographs got out. Their love story, which wasn't as well known, looked to be based on respect for each other and shared dreams. Friends of the couple said they were inseparable and deeply committed. To understand why these leaked pictures generated such a commotion, you need to go back at Michael's relationship with Angela. People talked about their relationship a lot on 90 Day Fiancé. Angela was feisty and vocal, and she and Michael often fought about cultural differences, trust concerns, and family expectations. There were a lot of fights, tears, and constant talk about whether their marriage would last. Fans remember Angela's claims of treachery, her demands for loyalty, and her short temper. Michael, who was often shown as patient and soft-spoken, became a character that many people could relate to. The leaked pregnancy photographs with Brittany showed that she was starting over and leaving behind her troubled past for good. It was like Michael had finally left Angela's shadow for good for his fans. Pregnancy pictures are more than just pictures. They are signs of optimism, continuity, and change. The leaked photographs meant closeness, change, and a public statement for Michael and Brittany. The leak told the world that Michael and Brittany were starting a family, whether they meant to or not. The pictures meant a lot to both the newlyweds and the people who had followed Michael's journey for years. Social media has always been a big part of the 90 Day Fiancé world. Cast members often utilize Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to post updates, defend themselves, or tease stories. In this case, though, the leak didn't go through official means. It wasn't a polished announcement, it was a rough exposure. That roughness gave it strength. Fans thought they were watching something real, without the help of producers or PR teams. Instagram's immediacy made the effect stronger. Within hours, thousands of people had shared the photographs, talked about them in fan groups, and made YouTube videos that broke them down. There was more mystery because people were talking about a secret marriage. Secret sources say that Michael and Brittany got married in secret, avoiding the big show that was his marriage to Angela. If this is true, they chose to keep their relationship a secret on purpose to keep it safe from the craziness of reality TV. It made it seem like Michael had learned from his mistakes and was set on building a relationship with Brittany away from the public eye. Fans talked about the prospect for a long time. Some said that the leak itself was proof of a marriage. Why else would they be so dedicated? Some people said it was only a rumor. Michael's journey has always been shaped by the culture around him. His experience shows how complicated love can be between people from different cultures, since he is a Nigerian man trying to date American women. With Angela, those problems often turned into fights. But with Brittany, the chemistry appeared to work better. Their connection, which wasn't as well known, seemed to cross cultural lines more smoothly. The pregnant pictures showed not only personal love, but also the coming together of cultures, families, and customs. The leaked photographs were more than just hearsay for admirers. They made people feel things. Longtime fans were happy to see that Michael had found serenity. Younger admirers liked Brittany's flair and assertiveness. Some people, who were still devoted to Angela, were angry and believed Michael had betrayed her. The emotional range showed how much fans care about the cast of 90 Day Fiancé. These aren't just people on reality TV. They are actual people who are part of the lives of the people who watch them. From a journalist's point of view, the story was hard to write. Trustworthy media outlets acknowledged the relationship, but the secret marriage was still up in the air. The pregnancy pictures were real, but the fact that they got out sparked moral questions. Is it okay to share private pictures without permission? Reporters had to find a balance between the desire to inform and the need to preserve privacy. Some news sites presented the story as a celebration, while others focused on how controversial the leak was. Angela Deem's presence was very important to the story. Fans couldn't help but compare Brittany to Angela, even when they were happy. The difference was clear. Angela was moody, theatrical, and frequently domineering, while Brittany was calm, young, and seemed to be there for her. Michael's switch from Angela to Brittany was a sign of a bigger idea: the search for tranquility after chaos. Being a parent means something different in every culture. For Michael and Brittany, it stands for new beginnings, dedication, and legacy. Fans saw the pregnancy as a sign that Michael had finally settled down. It wasn't only love, it was also about making a future. The leak also changed how people think about 90 Day Fiancé. Drama is what makes reality TV interesting, but real happiness is hard to find. The pregnancy photographs of Michael and Brittany reminded people that real lives go on behind the manufactured fights. The leak made it hard to tell the difference between entertainment and real life, making viewers realize that the cast members were actual people. Fan voices covered the whole range, from happy to doubtful to angry. This is the best news of 2025. Michael should be happy. Until TLC confirms, I'm treating this as a rumor, and Angela gave him everything. He leaves her for Brittany now. These reactions show how complicated fandom can be when it comes to feelings. Joy, doubt, and anger all present at the same time, showing how different audiences interact with reality TV. The leak on December 29th wasn't just a tale about a celebrity, it was a cultural event. It showed how social media can make private gatherings bigger, how much followers care about reality TV personalities, and how hard it is to report on leaked content. The leak was a sign of how love, media, and fans come together in the internet era in numerous ways. The leaked pregnancy images of Michael Ilesanmi and Brittany Banks showed more than just a private moment. They stood for change, love, and the mixing of cultures. Fans couldn't help but get excited by the leak, which was a mix of happiness, scandal, and speculation. For reporters, it was hard to find the right balance between celebrating and being honest. In the end, the leak on December 29th became a defining event in Michael's life, a time that stood for both being a parent and breaking out from a troubled background. The leak on December 29th wasn't just a short-lived headline. It became a cultural touchstone in the 90 Day Fiancé world. The discourse about love, privacy, fandom, and the blurry lines between reality TV and real life swiftly grew from a few private photos. The pictures were very private for Michael Ilesanmi and Brittany Banks, but once they were seen, they became public property that millions of people looked at, praised, and argued about. The significance of this occasion resides not solely in the couple's voyage, but also in the convergence of audiences, media, and cultural narratives that shaped its interpretation. The first wave of responses was happy. Fans who had long supported Michael hailed the pregnancy as a victory, a reward for putting up with Angela Deem's mood swings for so long. To them, Brittany was a new beginning, a partner who would provide them stability and respect. Many others sent congratulations remarks, many of which included a sense of relief. One fan said on Twitter, "Finally, Michael is free. He deserves this happiness." These voices framed the story of Brittany's pregnancy as a story of freedom, with Brittany as the hero who saved Michael from a bad past. But there was doubt behind the happiness. People who watch reality TV are used to doubting. Fans have learned to distrust what's real because of years of fake plots, manufactured fights, and drama led by producers. Was the leak real, or was it planned to get people talking? Some people said that the timing, which was late December when entertainment news usually slows down, was proof that it was a publicity trick. Others said that TLC had not confirmed the pregnancy, which led to more assumption that the photographs were part of a bigger marketing plan. This doubt didn't make the excitement go away. Instead, it added to it, turning the leak into a riddle that followers wanted to solve. But it was harder to ignore the bitterness. People who were loyal to Angela Deem felt let down. For them, Michael's new relationship was not a new beginning but a betrayal. They said that Angela had put years, feelings, and money into Michael, only to be thrown away. One responder said, "Angela gave him everything. Now he runs away with Brittany? Shameful." These voices, though fewer, reassured the fans that some people still cared about Angela. So, the pregnant pictures didn't bring the audience together. Instead, they broke it apart, showing where their loyalties and interpretations were weak. The disclosure sparked deep problems about privacy, in addition to how fans reacted. In a time when personal moments may be shared with the whole world in seconds, the lines between public and private life are getting blurrier. The pregnancy was a very personal milestone for Michael and Brittany. But when the pictures came out, that closeness was broken. Journalists argued on whether it was right to write about the leak. Some others said that the couple's lives were always public since they were reality TV stars. Some people disagreed, saying that being a parent, especially at the beginning, should be kept private unless the parent chooses to share it. This tension brought to light the moral problems of today's celebrity society, where the need for content often conflicts with the right to privacy. The cultural background of Michael's trip made it even more interesting. Being a father is very important to a Nigerian man. In a lot of Nigerian communities, having a child is not just a personal accomplishment, but also a sign of societal prestige and respect. Michael's pregnancy images, then, meant more than just happiness in the West. They also stood for cultural fulfillment, continuity, and heritage. Brittany's pregnancy fit in with American customs of celebration, where pregnant women regularly talk about their experiences in public. Their story combined several cultures and traditions to make a story that people all over the world could relate to. In this way, the leak wasn't only about two people, it was also about the clash of cultures, attitudes, and expectations. Comparing the event to other 90-day fiancé couples helped put it in context. There were a lot of public fights and police reports about Colt Johnson and Larissa dos Santos Lima's relationship. Their private fights made the news. Paul Stale and Corinne Martin's rocky marriage was repeatedly shown in leaked tapes and claims. The story of Jorge Nava and Anfisa Arkhipchenko featured prison time and big changes. With all of this going on, Michael and Brittany's leak felt strange. It wasn't about betrayal or scandal. It was about love and starting over. This difference made the pregnancy photographs stand out, giving fans a rare moment of real happiness in a series that is usually full of drama. The parasocial interactions between fans and cast members made the effect stronger. Viewers have been following Michael's story for years, feeling his pain and hoping for his happiness. Fans felt like they were a part of the pregnancy photos that came out. They weren't just watching, they were part of the story, putting their own hopes and frustrations on Michael and Brittany. The leak hit home so hard because of how much it affected people emotionally. Not only was it about a famous couple, but it was also about the fulfillment of a shared desire for peace and settlement. But Angela's shadow was always there. Her angry outbursts, claims of cheating, and cultural differences with Michael had shaped their story. Even while people were happy for Brittany, Angela's name kept coming up in comparisons, arguments, and comments. The pregnancy photos showed that Michael was getting away from Angela's mood swings, but they also brought up old arguments about loyalty, treachery, and the difficulties of love across borders. Angela's legacy made sure that the leak was more than just a party. It was also a chance to face the past. The meaning of becoming a parent can't be stressed. For Michael and Brittany, the pregnancy was a new beginning, a promise, and a legacy. It showed how close they were, even if they weren't officially married. It was a new beginning after years of trouble. It was the continuation of family traditions and lines. Fans saw the pregnancy as a sign that Michael had finally found stability. It wasn't only about love, it was also about making a future. This symbolism turned the leak from gossip into a cultural story, making it a story of change and hope. The effect on reality TV storylines as a whole was big. Drama is what makes 90 Day Fiancé so popular, but real happiness is hard to come by. The pregnant photographs of Michael and Brittany reminded everyone that real life happens behind the manufactured fights. The leak made it hard to tell what was real and what was fake, making viewers see the actors as people. It went against the idea that reality TV is only acting and showed that true events can still happen. This had an effect on more than just the pair. It changed how people think about the franchise as a whole. The leak has led to conversations on the ethics of the media. Is it okay for journalists to write about leaked information? Does the couple's right to privacy exceed the public's right to know? These questions have been around for a while, but the pregnant pictures made them very clear. Some news outlets presented the leak as a happy revelation, honoring the couple's journey. Others focused on the violation of privacy and asked if it was right to share private pictures without permission. This debate brought up the difficulties of modern journalism, where the need for material often conflicts with moral duties. The range of emotions that fans have shown also shows how complicated the moment is. Happy voices sang about Michael's freedom and Brittany's beauty. Some others were skeptical about the leak's truthfulness because they were afraid it may be manipulated. Angry voices defended Angela and said that Michael had betrayed her. All of these reactions made a tapestry of feelings that showed how different fans interact with reality TV. The pregnancy pictures weren't just pictures. They made people feel things, talk about things, and think about things. The leak on December 29th was more than just a celebrity story. It was a cultural event. It showed how social media can make private gatherings bigger, how much followers care about reality TV personalities, and how hard it is to report on leaked content. It was a sign of how love, media, and fandom come together in the digital age. The pictures meant change, love, and the mixing of cultures for Michael and Brittany. Fans couldn't help but get excited by the leak, which was a mix of delight, scandal, and speculation. It was hard for journalists to find a balance between celebration and ethics. In the end, the leak was a turning point in Michael's life, a moment that stood for both being a parent and breaking out from a troubled background. The talk didn't stop as the days went by. Fan forums kept talking about the pictures, looking at everything from the clothes to the backgrounds. Commenters on YouTube made videos that guessed what will happen to the pair in the future. Fan pages on Instagram made collages to celebrate the pregnancy. The leak had gone beyond its first shock and into a long-term story that kept people interested. This long-lasting appeal showed how powerful private moments can be when they involve popular reality TV stars. The cultural impact went beyond only the fans. Media and culture scholars pointed up the leak as a good example of how reality TV and real life can mix. They said that the pregnant pictures blurred the lines between acting and being real, which went against the usual ideas of what a celebrity is. The leak turned into a case study in media ethics, parasocial interactions, and cultural symbols. In this way, Michael and Brittany's trip went beyond entertainment and into the world of cultural critique and scholarly discussion. The revelation also changed how people thought about the 90 Day Fiancé brand. People have been saying for years that the show takes advantage of cultural differences and makes up drama. Michael and Brittany's pregnancy images told a different story, one of love, devotion, and change. This change hurt the franchise's reputation, but it also showed that real moments may still happen inside its structure. Fans started to perceive the show as more than just a means to have fun. They saw it as a place where real lives happen, sometimes in ways that the producers can't control. But the moral problems were still not overcome. Should fans be happy about leaked content, or should they respect privacy? Should journalists write about private times, or should they hold back? These questions stayed in people's minds, reminding them that the pregnancy pictures from December 29th weren't only about Michael Ilesanmi and Brittany Banks. They were also about how celebrity culture, the media, and the public are changing. The leak made everyone, fans, reporters, and producers alike, face an uncomfortable truth. In the digital era, private milestones can become public property in a moment, and once they are out, they can't be put back. As the discourse went on, the fans started to analyze the pictures with forensic accuracy. Some others looked at the background and tried to guess where the images were taken. Was it a house for one person? A studio you rent? A family get-together? Others looked closely at Brittany's clothes and saw them as a sign of confidence and pride. Michael's relaxed attitude was seen as a sign that he was at ease in the relationship, which was very different from the tension that regularly marked his time with Angela. These microanalyses showed that fans wanted to find meaning in every little thing, making the pictures into messages that needed to be read instead of just pictures that needed to be looked at. The length of the chat showed how strong parasocial interactions may be. Fans weren't just interested, they were emotionally involved. For many, Michael was a symbol of strength, a man who had been humiliated in public and come out stronger. Brittany was a sign of hope, a companion who brought stability and happiness. They became symbols of the audience's own needs for love, respect, and a fresh start. The pregnancy pictures were not only about the couple's future kid, they were also about the audience's shared desire for peace and happiness in a franchise that is frequently full of upheaval. People who write about the media use the leak as an example of how reality TV is changing. Reality TV has always thrived on drama, like fights, betrayals, and scandals. But Michael and Brittany's pregnancy pictures told a different story, one of happiness. This change went against the rules of the genre and suggested that people could be just as interested in stories of love and change. People who talked about the leak said it showed a need for authenticity, a need to see reality TV stars as more than simply actors, but as real people going through real-life events. In this way, the pregnancy photographs were groundbreaking because they pushed the limits of what reality TV could show. The cultural meaning of being a parent adds even more dimension. In Nigeria, being a father is a sign of maturity and respect. For Michael, becoming a father was not just a personal success, it was also a cultural milestone. It stood for continuity, legacy, and being recognized by society. Brittany's pregnancy fit in with American traditions of celebration, where pregnant women commonly share their experiences with the world through social media and photo shoots. Their story combined several traditions to make a story that crossed cultural lines. So the leak wasn't just about two people. It was also about how cultures, attitudes, and expectations come together in a world that is becoming more connected. Comparing this pair to other 90-day fiancé couples showed how special this occasion was. Police reports and public fights were a big part of Colt and Larissa's story. Paul and Kareen's marriage was repeatedly shown in leaked tapes and claims. Jorge and Anfis's journey has prison sentences and big changes. Michael and Brittany's pregnancy photos popped out against this background. They weren't about scandal or betrayal, they were about love and new life. This difference made the leak feel new, giving fans a rare moment of real happiness in a franchise that is usually full of drama. Angela's continued presence, on the other hand, made sure that the leak was still controversial. Her angry temper, claims of cheating, and differences in culture with Michael had set the stage for their story. Fans were happy for Brittany, but Angela's shadow was always there. There was no way to avoid comparing the two women. Angela was perceived as angry and dominating, whereas Brittany was considered as calm and helpful. These differences made Michael's story of freedom stronger, but they also brought up old arguments about loyalty, treachery, and the difficulties of loving across borders. Angela's legacy made sure that the pregnancy pictures were not just happy, but also confrontational, making viewers deal with feelings that were still unresolved. The ethical debates spread to the news. Some news outlets presented the leak as a happy surprise, praising the couple's journey. Others focused on the invasion of privacy and questioned the morality of distributing private pictures without permission. This tension showed how complicated modern journalism is, when the need for content often conflicts with moral duties. Reporters had to choose between two things that were important: the public's need for information and the couple's right to privacy. The pregnancy photographs became a test of journalistic integrity, forcing reporters to find a balance between excitement and respect. The wide range of emotions that fans showed how complicated the occasion was. People were happy and sang about Michael's freedom and Brittany's beauty. Some others were skeptical about the leak's truthfulness because they were afraid it may be manipulated. Angry voices defended Angela and said that Michael had betrayed her. These reactions together made a tapestry of feelings that showed how different fans interact with reality TV. The pregnancy pictures were more than just pictures. They made people feel things, argue, and think. They showed how complicated the fandom was and how it could feel happy, doubtful, and angry all at the same time. So, the leak on December 29th wasn't just a story about a famous person. It was a cultural event. It showed how social media can make private gatherings bigger, how much followers care about reality TV personalities, and how hard it is to report on leaked content. It was a sign of how love, media, and fandom come together in the digital age. The pictures meant change, love, and the mixing of cultures for Michael and Brittany. Fans couldn't help but get excited by the leak, which was a mix of delight, scandal, and speculation. It was hard for journalists to find a balance between celebration and ethics. In the end, the leak was a turning point in Michael's life. It was a moment that represented not only being a parent, but also breaking out from a troubled background. The debate didn't die down as the days progressed into weeks. Fan forums kept going over the pictures, looking at everything from the clothes to the backgrounds. People that comment on YouTube made videos guessing about the couple's relationship. Fan pages on Instagram made collages to celebrate the pregnancy. The leak had gone beyond its first shock and had become a story that kept people interested. This long-lasting appeal showed how powerful intimate moments can be, especially when they feature popular reality TV stars. The pregnancy photos were no longer just pictures. They had become cultural artifacts that the fans remembered. The cultural impact went beyond only the fans. Media and culture scholars pointed up the leak as a good example of how reality TV and real life can mix. They said that the pregnant pictures blurred the lines between acting and being real, which went against the usual ideas of what a celebrity is. The leak turned into a case study in media ethics, parasocial interactions, and cultural symbolism. In this way, Michael and Brittany's trip went beyond entertainment and into the world of cultural critique and scholarly discussion. Their narrative wasn't just about love and being a parent. It was also about how media, culture, and fandom are changing in the digital age. The revelation also changed how people thought about the 90-Day Fiancé brand. People have been saying bad things about the show for years because it takes advantage of cultural differences and makes drama. Michael and Brittany's pregnancy pictures told a different story, one of love, devotion, and change. This change hurt the franchise's reputation, but it also showed that real moments may still happen inside its structure. Fans started to see the show as more than just a way to pass the time. They saw it as a place where real lives happen, sometimes in ways that the producers can't control. The pregnancy photographs were not only about Michael and Brittany, but also about the business itself, changing how people see its purpose and potential. The ethical problems, on the other hand, were still not solved. Should fans be happy about leaked content, or should they respect privacy? Should journalists cover private moments, or should they hold back? These questions stayed in the air, reminding people that the pregnancy photographs were not just about Michael and Brittany, but also about how celebrity culture, the media, and the public are changing. The leak made everyone, fans, reporters, and producers, face the painful truth. In the digital era, private events can become public property in an instant, and once they are out, they can't be put back in. The leak on December 29th turned out to be more than just a bunch of pictures. It was a story of change, love, and a cultural event that affected many people outside of the fan base. For Michael, it meant becoming free from a troubled history. It meant pride and happiness in being a mother for Brittany. For fans, it provided a way to show their feelings, argue, and think about things. It was hard for journalists to find a balance between celebrating and being ethical. These different points of view came together to make a complicated story that still resonates, reminding people that reality TV isn't just entertainment. It's a reflection of real life, with all its problems, inconsistencies, and delights. This gossip is over, If you liked the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.